Hey, Shalom. All right, this is your brother Yonathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Got a clip for you guys. I'm going to run it, and then we'll respond to it through the Spirit. This video won't be long. You know, pretty much be summed up pretty quick, Kabaratazah. Okay, so no further ado, here's the clip. Make it feel straight for you all. All right, and just a quick side note, not all the Pharisees were wicked, okay? Now, when you go to Romans 1, it basically says in a more spiritual way what he's alluding to, all right? In Romans 1, and we'll start at verse 21, it states, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, okay? In this society, the standard that the Lord has commissioned us to walk in is thrown to the wayside. Okay, that's why the damn Edomites, you know, who rule the world, in majority of their countries, it's okay to be a sodomite. It's okay to commit adultery. It's okay to do all these things that the Lord will condemn as an abomination and even worthy of death. But he'll tell you that the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American people are the actual problem, when he's the one who has manufactured this wayward environment. All right? Goes on to say, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. This devil, he thinks he has to reinvent everything that the Lord already made perfect. The Lord made the earth self-sustaining, but he thinks he has to, you know, alter the DNA of fruit, the animals, people. He thinks he has a better way. And then, you know, all these problems arise within the ecosystem, and the root cause of it is he's fiddling with shit. All right, going on, it says, and change the glory of the uncorruptible God into the image made like unto a corruptible man, and birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. So it's going into the spirit of the Labiquita community, or the alphabet community, if you catch the drift. The Lord will put that spirit on a person as a signifier that they're profane, that they're outside the temple, and that they're in outer darkness. All right? Read this one more time. Romans 1 and 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. In the clip, he mentioned they're rejecting creation, and they're trying to become the creator. All right? Here is saying this lifestyle, this way of being, is connected to a person that's worship and serves the creature more than the creator. All right? Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, and it's the point I wanted, in verse 26, Romans 1 and 26. For this cause God gave them up to vile, profane affections, For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, because the natural use of a woman is to bear seed and bring forth child, so that the humanity can continue on. To do something else is to be in a covenant with death. All right. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves of their error the recompense of their error, which was meat. All right. So this whole vibration, this spirit that hops on people, it's a signifier to the fact that they're in a covenant with death. They've turned their back on the Most High, and they're on the enemy side. Okay. And then in this chapter, I love it because it goes off to list all the wayward characteristics somebody who's in this spirit will take on. Verse 28, it says, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness. These are all characteristics people in the Leviticus community possess. There's no line that they won't cross. There's no border that they won't cross. You can't trust a person like that because you never know what they'll do. They're unpredictable. In the world, they like to make it seem like being predictable is a bad thing, when actually it's a good thing. You can trust somebody that's predictable. Those are the kind of people that you want around you. You know they have a code. You know there's certain things they won't do. Okay? If you're fortunate enough to be amongst, the brotherhood, or be around people that fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they're less likely, if they're really with us, they're less likely to do things to trespass against you. They're less likely to do because they fear the Lord. But somebody who's in this lifestyle, the Lord already put a signifier on them that they don't fear the Lord and that they'll do anything. They're capable of doing anything. And the people that lead the charge in this vibration would be the people with the little hats on their head. Okay? So I'm run that clip once more. Read Romans 1, man. 22 on down. I'm gonna run the clip once more, and that'll pretty much be the end of the video. Like I said, it wasn't meant to be long. Abarat Tazah, the lesson was edifying. I'll close out after I run the clip once more. Okay, here you go. All right. So yeah, man, I seen that clip. I said, let me share this with the congregation. There indeed is a parallel to somebody that's in their spirit and them being against the Most High, and His Son. So, Abarat Tazah, man, the lesson was edifying. Pray that we all, weather the storm that's getting ready to come, and use your grace period wisely, so that you could, stand in the storm. So I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Shalom.